I am very excited to be joined today by my special guest. Her name is Kat Tan.
Yeah.
She's a Filipino basketball legend, but her story really is incredible.
Oh,
Kat,
thank you.
you go by the name of the one-armed Mamba.
Yes.
Now, there's a lot of people who have got a Mamba. There's the red Mamba, the
Yes,
white. People
yes.
have that. And so how did that happen? Tell us about that.
The reason why I only have one arm, it's not an inborn. So I was born normal. I had two arms. So, but then, like when I was 10 years old, I had an accident. I'm sure you're familiar with, carnival rides.
Yeah.
It's called Caterpillar here in the Philippines. It's like a mini roller coaster. So it's just really like a merry-go-round kind of coaster. So you wouldn't think that anything bad would happen, right? So I was 10 years old. I was with 5 of my classmates, so there were 6 of us. And unfortunately, the seat that we were on, it got derailed from the ride. So the 6 of us were thrown out, and for me, I landed on the walkway while the ride was still moving. So it instantly cut off my left arm.
Wow.
Yeah. So, and I was conscious the whole time. So I already knew that I lost my left arm.
Wow.
Yeah, I saw everything.
How does a 10-year-old girl cope with such a devastating incident and injury like that?
I really didn't know like how to deal with it. It was 360 degrees change. It changed my whole life. But then again, I thought I was given another chance to live.
It's incredible that, again, for a 10-year-old person to be able to have that instant sort of realization, because I've read as well that you started playing basketball 2 months after the accident.
Yes, actually before the accident, I tried out in our varsity team.
Yeah.
Well, I still had my left arm then.
Yeah.
I got rejected. I
Right.
didn't make the team. And then months after that, the accident happened. While I was in the hospital, my dad asked me, so we're going home. What do you want for Christmas? So I said, a basketball hoop. So he gave me that, and that was the start of actually like me playing the game, playing basketball. So it became my physical therapy. I did that to myself, like physically and mentally, I guess. It became my therapy. My friends would invite me. So like, why not? Let's try it in the real court. I would say, yeah, go. Let's go. Let's do it. The first time I held the real basketball, it was quite heavy. It was heavy because I was.
You were still young.
Yeah, I was 10 and I had a tiny hand. So I wasn't able to control the ball.
Yeah.
And my first shot was really bad. That you would say you had no chance. Like, don't play basketball. That's it for you.
Yeah.
I remember that was an air ball. It had no direction. It had no power. But knowing myself, it challenges me more. It wants me to do it over and over again. Every day, I would go to the court, to the real court, and just, work my shot, work my handling. So yeah, I mean, I'm fortunate to have friends who support me, especially my family who supports me. So yeah, it's like an everyday thing. It became a habit. So it became a part of me already.
Well, and you can see that hard work and dedication has paid off.
Yes.
You have a really cool history with the late, great Kobe Bryant. You've met him three times.
3 times, to
And
be
one
exact.
time you met him when you were still, again, only
11 years old.
11 years old, yeah.
It was after the accident.
Yeah.
The way it started, my admiration for Kobe, the same year that I had an accident, it was the same year he first entered the NBA in 1996. And while I was recovering in the hospital, I saw this game of the Lakers, and then I saw this rookie. What caught my eye, because Kobe was cute back then. When I saw him play, his first games aren't that good, but then I kind of related to him. Like, you could see it in his eyes how much he wanted to be on the same level of the other players, and the determination and the perseverance of wanting to be better.
Yeah.
And that's how I wanted to be.
So tell us about the first time you met him then, when you'd had the accident and he was out here.
Yeah, it was his first visit here in the Philippines, and he had an event in a school where my cousin works. So she asked me like, I know you're a Kobe fan, so he's gonna be here. If you wanna watch, you can come by. So I said, of course. After the event, I was ready to go home with my parents, and then one of the journalists here in the Philippines recognized me and asked me like, you're the one who plays basketball and who idolizes Kobe. And I was like, yes. Let me ask his team. Luckily, I was able to meet him. I was able to see him in person. I was just starstruck at first. I was 11 years old, and I was like with Kobe, sitting beside him, eating lunch with him, and knowing Kobe, he likes conversations.
Yeah.
But I was too starstruck that all I could say is like yes or no. Like it's just yes and no, because I was just like looking at him, and it was just amazing the first time. I couldn't believe, that was like I thought that would be the last time though.
Yeah.
I thought that would be the.
But it wasn't the last time,
Yeah.
because then it was a few years later.
Yes,
he was
yes.
back here. And tell us about the camp and then how it got to that point where you had to make a shot.
So Nike had a campaign, the Mamba mentality camp, and it was really open for everyone. So they had this challenge on social media and all. So for me, I thought, why not go for it? I wrote my Mamba story and everything. I posted it on social media. So again, the basketball gods were on my side.
Yeah.
So I was lucky to be chosen to be one of the players. There were 800 players.
Wow.
So from 800 became like I think 200 the second day, and then by the final day they'll be choosing 24 players.
You're right.
Yeah, and they called out the final player. It's like they called my number.
Right.
And at first I couldn't believe it. I was like checking my number. Is it me? The final 24 would meet Kobe, and Kobe would see us train. He had this challenge. He was calling out all the players like, I need one volunteer. I was just at the back, and I was like one space there, two players, and then one of the coach actually was the one who called me out. I'd like to thank Coach Yuri Escueta.
Right.
I remember him because he was the one who saw me, and that's like those little in that space. And he called me, he pointed at me, and he said, "Kat, it's you." And like, would you back down? Like, of course not, right? Like Kobe was like right in front of you. It's like, you wouldn't say no, I don't want to. You're in the Mamba mentality camp.
I know. Can you imagine Kobe turning
Yeah,
down
I know.
any challenge?
And you're in that camp. So it's like, go on. Like, no, never back down. And that was really me. I mean, I never backed down from anything. I was just like full-heartedly agreed, like, yeah, okay, I'm gonna do it. I remember like dribbling the ball and praying to all the gods.
Yeah.
Like, okay, I'm just gonna do it. I'm gonna make it worth it, like for me and for everyone here. But I was too nervous. Like all these like 23 players are like relying on me, and I just did what I do best.
Bring it in, man, bring it in.
No, she let the ball go in the air. I was like, oh, it's going in.
But not only was it like, did it go in? It was clean as anything, that shot. And that was the moment where Kobe was just...
And that moment, that Mamba moment that I had with him, it kind of validated, like, especially with the nickname, the one or Mamba.
Yeah.
And it was an amazing feeling that, it will always be, with me, especially like him gone. I was really blessed to have that moment with him. Yeah. So.
It really is an amazing story. And I'm so glad that I got a chance to meet you, to be on your team, to play with you, and now hear you tell that story, because you've overcome obstacles that most people can't even dream of.
Who I am today, it was really just because of the people around me, the people who believe in me. It makes me believe in myself also. But I always say that for those people to believe in you, you have to believe in yourself first. When people ask me what inspires you to do what you do, and I would say like what Kobe said before, he gets inspired by being an inspiration to others, and that's how I want to be.
So like today, meeting Cat again, seeing her after so many years inspires me to want to push more because I know she's pulling inspiration from what I'm doing.
And always try to be better in whatever I do.
And you do it with a smile on your face too,
Yeah,
and a
yeah.
great energy and a great vibe.
Thank
and you really are an inspiration to
Thank
everybody.
you so much. Thank you.
And it's been
you.
so great.
Thank you again.